So we're gonna just start off this immediately with the obligatory. Hey guys, Ubisoft sucks, but this is kind of really bad. So Ubisoft announced that they are sunsetting a bunch of their games, a term that I have grown to hate. The more and more game developers choose to make multiplayer games and never support them long enough to make them PvP. I'm sorry, peer-to-peer server. They just shut everything down. They have announced that they are going to shut down the servers for Assassin's Creed 2, Brotherhood, Revelations 3, Liberations HD, Driver San Francisco, Far Cry 3, Ghost Recon Future Soldier, Prince of Persia: The Forgotten Sands, Rayman Legends, Silent Hunter 3, Space Junkie, Splinter Cell Blacklist, and Zombie U. All of these for mainly PC, Xbox 360, PS3, Wii U. All right. Now you may notice and question, hey, most of those are single-player games. You're correct. They often shut down servers for single-player games. Now usually that means nothing. It's just connection to Ubisoft Connect or whatever, right? But and also the remasters of these games aren't offended. So Assassin's Creed, the Ezio Collection, Assassin's Creed 3 remastered, those aren't affected by this at all. Those are still safe. Okay. The issue then comes in, you know, because of course they're not making the Assassin's Creed multiplayer peer-to-peer, right? So you know it would be dependent on how many people are playing rather than a dedicated server. They're shutting everything off. Gone. Now, first, that's all I had written for this story. And I was going to explain why digital games suck and why they're bad. But the issue then came in with this.
Ubisoft loves digging themselves with a big hole. They really do.
So, first, it was found out that if you looked at the subtext of the announcement, the DLC won't be playable, which makes sense, because Brotherhood, Revelations, they were essentially Assassin's Creed spin-off games to sell multiplayer. However, Brotherhood and Assassin's Creed 3 have single-player DLC campaigns. Assassin's Creed 3 has 3 of them, which are deemed, you know, of that generation, and some, you know, one of the most important DLC packs or whatever, I don't know. They will also be unplayable because they have a DLC check on PC that it needs to connect to a server to make sure that you bought the DLC in order for you to play the single-player DLC. Once they sunset the servers, you cannot play the single-player DLC. Yikes.
Yeah.
Not good.
Not the best.
Yeah. You know, and of course, you know, they could, you know, put in the effort to make this not happen, but Ubisoft doesn't care. They are profit incentives.
Why would they do that?
That's true. Why would they do that?
Why would Ubisoft have, like, a good idea?
You know what? You're right. I don't know why they would ever have a good idea.
I think cases like this are why pirates exist to preserve digital game history.
I mean, no, you're absolutely right. Like, I've seen multiple people on Twitter being like, this is why piracy is, like, a good thing sometimes.
Yeah, like
this is what's going to keep things like this alive at this point.
Like, okay. And a lot of people are going to say this. Just buy the new version if the new version's going to be fine. Wonderful! But the game I already own, I can't play the DLC. The one solution that you have, buy the new version. Okay, hold on.
Spend more money.
On the new version, which is also going to get sunset eventually.
Yeah, like eventually.
Another 5 years or so.
Yeah,
probably.
so every 5 years you have to spend more money.
Yeah, every 5 years, let me just buy the same game over and over again. The same single-player game over and over again.
I mean, hey, we already got Last of Us going on its 3rd console generation. Grand Theft Auto 5 is on its, like, 4th or 5th generation at this point.
I can't handle this anymore, all right? This is literally probably one of the dumbest decisions I've ever seen. Like, why didn't you just retool the servers that single-player DLC can be played? This isn't that hard. Like, I get it. You're a greedy, disgusting, money-grubbing corporations who only shut down games when they cease to be profitable. Listen, I get it. Capitalism, baby. Woo. But, like, can you not destroy your own legacy in the process? It's like you're supposed to encourage people to buy your video games, not pirate your video games.
But again, why would Ubisoft ever have a good idea?
You're right. Because people found out, but wait, there's more. As if it's a Billy Mays commercial. He's back from the dead. This is like the ShamWow or OxyClean. Guess what else Ubisoft's doing? Assassin's Creed Liberations HD, which is a PS Vita port that was brought to HD and put on Xbox 360, PlayStation, and PC, was just on sale at the Steam Summer Sale for 75% off. It just ended, what, a week or two ago? Wonderful. Well, players went on the Steam page and found out the single-player game with no multiplayer elements, you can't play it when they sunset the server. They are literally deleting Assassin's Creed Liberations off of Steam. And when I mean, like, it says specifically, you cannot play the single-player game once the server's shut.
And to be clear, this isn't, if you already have it downloaded,
you can't play it.
So it doesn't even matter. They reach into your computer and they say, you can't do this?
Yep.
This product that you paid for.
Yep. That was literally on sale, 75% off for probably like $5.
Probably a lot of people bought it.
Yeah, because this is a Steam Summer Sale.
Yeah.
It's probably like the cheapest Assassin's Creed game that was on PC, so people probably bought
Probably
it.
a lot of people
And I want
bought
to say
it.
people, I seem to recall people saying they like Liberation's pretty solid.
Yeah, I mean, it was solid. For like a PS Vita game,
Yeah.
it was pretty solid, right?
Yeah.
Probably a decent chunk of people were planning to play this, next year when they finally get around to it.
Yeah, so literally...
I was planning on playing it at some point.
Yeah.
I've only played the first 2 Assassin's Creed games. I probably would have gotten around to it.
I played Liberations.
In about 10 years. I mean, there was a gap of like probably 5 or 6 years between me playing the first Assassin's Creed and then Assassin's Creed 2.
Oh,
so maybe it's like more like 20 years?
Yeah, because you got to get through Brotherhood and Revelation.
Brotherhood, Revelations, 4, no, 3. Is Liberation after 3 or 4? I can't remember.
Liberations takes place canonically at the same time as 3. So
okay,
it's like,
so I would have, let's give it the 5 years. So I played Assassin's Creed 2 probably 3 years ago-ish. It was before COVID. So 2 years from now, I'll be playing Brotherhood. So 7 years from now, I'll be playing Revelations. And then 12 years. In 12 years, I'll be playing 3. 17 years? So I was pretty close to 20 years.
Yeah, you were pretty close to 20 years. Now, I'm just going to reiterate this in the Queen's English, all right? In American, so to speak. People pay like $3 to $5 for Assassin's Creed Liberations HD that's going to be unplayable in 2 months. And the only way to play it is if you purchase a different Assassin's Creed title, Assassin's Creed 3 Remastered. That is the only way for you to play this game ever again. That makes 0 sense. You are literally encouraging people for piracy because Liberations is one of the very few Assassin's Creed games that don't have a physical release other than the Vita. And are you going to shell $100 for the Vita version?
Absolutely
no.
not.
So, way to go for game preservation, guys. You're all failing. This is laughable. This is pathetic. Like, just imagine if, like, you bought the Thor Blu-ray. You just found it in a bargain bin at Best Buy for like $5. We're just gonna make it so that the DVD just doesn't work anymore, and you're gonna need to buy the Thor 4 movie collection pack that's gonna be out next month.
Yeah,
in order to keep watching the first movie.
When you put the DVD into your player, it'll just kind of chew it up.
Yeah, it'll like eat like a VHS tape gets eaten.
Yeah.
It'll just
I
chomp.
mean, companies already do that with digital movie purchases. Like, I can't remember which studio it was, but a big studio, like not like a big studio, but like there's a movie studio that's like taking all their films off the digital storefront, and if you own it, sucks for you, basically. I can't remember exactly what studio it was, but yeah. So this is why, physical media, digital media is no-go. I know we're in the 21st century, and everyone wants like their cryptocurrency and their microtransactions. No. Physical media is the only way these things are going to like stay alive, basically.
Yeah, because this is a film history lesson,
yes.
right? We only have 25% of all silent films ever made, and I tell the story a lot.
Mm-hmm.
That is because we only had media on film, and during the World Wars they had to use the film for war because art means nothing during war.
Right.
So they used this film. It was only on one media, right? So physical games, right? There's going to be like a market. There's not enough copy made, right? I get it. But digital, there's nothing you can do if a digital game goes away.
Exactly.
Which is the issue. It's you need it on both medias for preservation. And I get it. Physical media is expensive. I understand that completely, right? But the fact that you can just sneeze and you can make a game at it, like after you sneeze, and then be like, you know what? It's Tuesday. The game's been out for about 3.5 hours. I'm just going to delete it and wipe it off the face of the earth. I don't care if anyone bought it. Can't play it anymore. Like that sounds insane to me. Like unless unless the artistic point was to delete it after 3 hours, then I get it. But like
that's the bit.
How are we supposed to like? How do you want me to buy your video game if you can't buy it?
I mean, this is the thing too, is Ubisoft, their executives, they're like, I don't want to pay the 2 cents per month that it would cost to allow people to play this game. So, we'll do a cost-cutting measure. Nobody cares about this old game anyways. Let's wipe it out. But then everybody going to buy their new games is going to know, hey, Ubisoft sucks. They can get rid of whatever it is you buy. Anything you touch is ephemeral. It will disappear before your very eyes. And people will go away from that. This will hurt Ubisoft's bottom line. I don't see how they can't see that as a customer, I expect when I buy a good, that the good will not turn into a service that will evaporate. Okay? I want a good. I want to keep a good. And they are telling you, no, you have not bought a good. You have bought the right for us to sell you a game that we can stop at any time, and it sucks to be you.
Yeah. It's that whole argument. There's a really good video. I'll put it in the description. It's like game companies like Ubisoft, they don't think they're selling you a game. They think they're selling you permission to play the game, which is utterly insane to me. I can't believe this, right? Like, and to be totally honest, the only people I know who still buys like Ubisoft are like, I hate to be that guys, are like, it's like the Marvel mentality. It's like, okay, I know Ghost Recon, buy, consume product, etc., right? Not to say all Ubisoft games are bad. A lot of them are, but like things like Rainbow Six Siege and the occasional Rayman game after they make one every 10 years, like those are good. Those are good. They have the ability to make good games.
Even Assassin's Creed recently has been getting some gems. I know people really like Origins.
Yeah, people like Origins. They also had Child of Light and Valiant Hearts, which are both phenomenal, smaller scale games that use the Rayman Legends engine. They can make good things. And you know what? I mean, if I'm going to be honest, I hate Assassin's Creed. I think those games kind of suck, right? I played most of them, and I don't like a lot of them. But like, I will still fight for the right that they should all exist to be sold in a way that people can buy them.
Yeah, I mean, the quality of the game doesn't matter. The point is, people should be able to play something they purchased with their own money. But I don't know. I'm at a loss for words, really. I really am. Because this seems like the most asinine business decision.
It's insane. The moral of the story is Ubisoft has not been looking good this year what is it, rebooting Splinter Cell, making NFTs in Ghost Recon, and now this is about all we can say on this.
Yeah. Yeah.